Hey everyone, my name is Christopher. Welcome to Seriously Star Wars. On this channel, I do weekly Star Wars reviews, and if you're new here, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any future videos. Okay, so today I'm talking about some Kenobi Funko Pops that we need from Funko right away. So I've got a special guest here with me. I'll bring him in right now. So this is Patrick, goes by Toy Photographer on Instagram here and on YouTube. Patrick, why don't you introduce yourself and let everyone know what it is exactly that you do on YouTube and Instagram here?
Thanks, Christopher. My name's Patrick Connor, and I do toy photographer. It's kind of spelled like a license plate. So I know a lot of people are toy photographer, but it's just toy photographer. And on my YouTube channel, Instagram, Facebook handles, basically, I just photograph toy photography, and I have a little niche that I specialize in just photographing Star Wars Funko Pop and trying to take a toy and have some fun with it, make a creative image.
Awesome. Yeah. I've been following you for a little while here. Well, quite a while on Instagram and YouTube, and I gotta say, like you do a fantastic photography with all the Star Wars pops there, and I'm like, I wish I could have like half of that talent. So
Thank you, thank you. That's very, very nice, very flattering. Thank you.
yeah. So one question before we get into the topic today. So how many Funko Pops do you figure you have in your collection right now?
That's a big question. Um, all right, is my wife around? That's the first clue. No, I think I probably have 500 maybe. I have a wall of Funko Pop basically in my basement collecting. And as we were talking earlier, I have a lot unboxed, so they're kind of strewn around. Some behind me, some in my basement area, and then the walls just getting. I think I got a wall about halfway up a 5 foot wall, and it's about 2, 3 deep of pops.
Yeah.
So
So
yeah, they're
is that
starting to hit.
500? Sorry, is that 500 just Star Wars, or is that
All Star Wars. Yeah, just
all
all
Star
I
Wars?
collect is just Star Wars.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm about halfway to that then. So you've got a bunch that I don't have then. So
I have
I'll
quite a
get there
bit.
eventually. uh, Polar Rex says we definitely need a young Leia. Yeah, absolutely, for sure. Yeah. So as I was mentioning, today's topic, we're Patrick and I are going to talk about the Obi-Wan Kenobi Funko Pops that we need from Funko. Like we've already got a bunch from Funko. I'll bring up an image here. Let's see. So we already got a bunch from Funko already that were announced. So we already got the I think the first ones that were initially announced were the Obi-Wan Kenobi, the
Yep.
Darth Vader, the Reva or Riva, I guess it is, and the Ben Kenobi on the Eope. So those were the first ones. So what do you think about those first few that were announced?
I think they're pretty cool. I mean, I of course jumped on the pre-orders on a few, basically all of them. I have the Ben Kenobi on the Yopi, the Ben Kenobi with the unlit saber, um, and I think I did both. And I think I had to get both Rivas, lit and unlit lightsaber, of course.
Yeah.
You
Okay.
know, I wish they just did the lit one, as the first one, because but again, that was brilliant marketing because I probably wouldn't have picked up the second one if I had, if that was it. So,
Yeah.
but they're pretty cool so far. But I still think there's some other ones that are missing. Like I was kind of surprised, like one of the viewers said that they didn't have a young Leia, because I think one of my favorites is and I have it in my background there, is young Jyn Erso with
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
little toy of the trooper in her hand.
Yeah.
And I always just thought that was such a cool pop. It was, such a small scene, but it really, I think a lot of people really took to that because it was just kind of like, wow, you've got someone interacting with a toy that's Star Wars within the Star Wars universe. And I thought that was really neat, kind of to see that. And when they made that pop, that was one I had to jump and get. It just jumped out as something that's really cool.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. So that was the first initial set, and then like every Wednesday they did like that Obi-Wan Kenobi Wednesday thing, and then what they revealed. I think it was the Haja, the Target
Yep.
exclusive Haja, and then like the third sister Riva with the lightsaber. Which yeah, I pre-ordered everything on the screen here. Um, and then what did they do? They did the GameStop Vader, and then the Roken, I think it was, and the
Yep.
Tala. And then the last one was the Purge Trooper for the San Diego Comic-Con exclusive, which I got pre-ordered as well. And then
See, I didn't get that one yet. I did not get
yeah,
that one yet.
and then there's another Obi-Wan Kenobi with the hood up, which is like a Funko Shop exclusive, but I didn't bother with that one at all.
I
So
did do a notify me on that one because I do want to pre-order that. I thought that was kind of cool.
yeah, I didn't bother with that one because I was like, well, do I need two with like the same like? But yeah, let's jump into like ones that we think we're gonna get here. So I kind of I made a list of characters, some major, some minor characters, and we'll just kind of go through them. And if we rate them like 1 to 5, 1 being like least likely that Funko's gonna make a Funko Pop, and then 5 being like the most likely they're gonna definitely make that Funko Pop, we'll both give our answers and kind of discuss why we think they're gonna make them. So let's bring up the first one here. So the first one we have is Jedi Master Minas Velti, I guess it's pronounced. That's the Jedi Master that was protecting the younglings in the flashback at the beginning of the first episode.
Yeah,
I'll let you go first. What do you think?
Ooh, that would be kind of cool because we really didn't get too much of that, lightsaber action except for Vader and Obi-Wan, really.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe a little Riva, but that would kind of be kind of neat. That could be almost like maybe a movie moment or something like that, where you kind of have her, either you can see she's trying to protect the kids. You have a clone trooper, shooting at her or something. I could see that as being something kind of unique.
Yeah. So what do you like on a rating from like 1 to 5? 1 being like least likely getting made.
I'd put like a 3 or 4, 3 or 4 on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So for me, I think I'm gonna go with like a 2. I think just because I don't think it was like a major character in the movie or in the show. I mean, but like it would still make a cool pop. So like I can see that being like one of the last ones that they do if they do it.
Yeah,
But,
I just feel if you put her as a standalone,
low on the scale. But like you mentioned, like I could see it as like a movie moment, maybe with her and one of the 501st Clone Troopers.
Yeah, because you have to have some context to it. I think if you just have her by herself, I don't think it'll really grab at you. But if you have that movie moment, it gives it more context, and I think that's definitely something that everyone will.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So yeah, for me it's a 2. For you said it's a 5.
Like a 3. Okay,
or 3, sorry, 3 or 4 you mentioned. Yeah,
yeah.
That's right. So on to the next one. So we got a young Riva. For me, this one's like probably like a 4. Like I don't think they're definitely going to make this one. This might be like, maybe it's on their list of Funko Pops that they're going to make for the Kenobi series, but I think it could be a good one. It could be like similar to that that Jyn Erso, the young Jyn Erso, right? With the do a young Riva, and we
I like the idea of the helmet.
The
youngling with the helmet. I think that's iconic. Or if they don't do a Riva, if they do like the young Padawan that you see with the helmet encased in the that hallway,
right?
That in the Inquisitory. I'd almost think that would be kind of neat where they're encased in something. It could be backlit and you have the little kid in there kind of with that like gaping mouth, kind of shocked that
because
someone's about
Funko's
to
never done anything
down.
really like that, so that'd be kind of neat to see. But where would you rank this one for you? Like as
Ooh,
if they're gonna
considering it would be kind of unique and fun to kind of have a youngling like that. I'd probably put I'd probably go with what you said, a 4. I think it'd be a solid 4 for that.
Right. Yeah. I said 4. So yeah, 4. We're both in agreement there.
Because it's a pretty good piece of the story, right? To have her as a youngling coming up. So I could see the connection there and wanting to have that as I'd rather would have had that and then the Riva with the lightsaber ignite it than have unignite it and then ignite it and then not have this. This would have been much better to have. And to start you out knowing that's the first scene, they could have pre-ordered that and that would have been awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. No, and we don't have any Jedi younglings that I know of.
No, I don't think there's one.
So I mean, like a lot of prequel stuff they could do just with this show as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay, so the next one is Nari. So this was the Jedi in the first episode that that was hiding in the little cantina there, and then later on he gets executed by the what was it? The
The
Inquisitors executed
Inquisitors.
him, or was it
Yeah.
the townspeople hung him for
Oh
the
no, the Inquisitors got
yeah,
him,
it
and
was the
then
Inquisitors, yeah.
they just hung him to make an example to the
Yeah.
town. So I don't know. I probably give this like a
A
one or
one?
two.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he didn't really. He had like a few lines, but there really wasn't anything like a movie a standout moment for the character itself.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm just thinking like I would probably give it like a two. So
Yeah,
the like a slim chance, but like because like he is a minor character, but like he did die. Like we've seen minor characters like the Mithril from the Mandalorian get a pop, but like he's had more scenes than that, so he's kind of like a light,
yeah.
slightly
Frog
slightly
Lady.
yeah, frog lady, right? Like she's had a few more scenes than that, right?
Yeah,
So
I just felt, I don't
like
know on this
frog
one.
lady, I wasn't expecting her to get a pop at all. When I saw that one, I was like, yeah, no, I'm getting that Funko Pop
I
for
saw
sure.
when you got that because I was contemplating getting it, and then when you did your review, and I was like, oh, he got it. I was like, oh,
Yeah,
I should have picked that up.
yeah. So I'm not putting this on like the not being made list as with for Nari. I don't think he'll never get made, but I think it's like it's a frog lady pop. Like I'd be very surprised if they made a Nari pop.
Yeah, I agree. I
So
agree.
yeah, I'll go two. You said one or two on that one as well. So we're kind of in agreement. So again on that one. Um, so the next one we have the Grand Inquisitor. So we already have a Funko Pop of the Grand Inquisitor
Yeah,
in
we
Rebel
do.
form. What do you think?
Yeah, I've
You think
got
we're
that
getting
guy
him?
right here. So yeah, I actually like this guy.
Yeah, and you
You know,
you you took a really awesome photo. What it was like a few weeks ago of him, or just
yeah,
before
I
Kenobi?
actually photographed him, kind of getting myself excited for the Obi-Wan series,
Yeah,
and trying to get some hype around that. But I'd like to see another pop of him. It would be maybe something different, maybe a different pose, something a little more looming. The one that they did for Rebels was just phenomenal. I mean,
yeah,
for me, one of the things that I really enjoyed most was, I don't know if you can really see it as much, but he's got such detail in the head with the lines carved in it. They did an excellent job on this pop. So
yeah.
I really find this one to be pretty stellar. And obviously he didn't have the yellow eyes, and I know that was a bone of contention for a lot of fans watching, but I think they did a good job with them. And I'd love to see a better pop of that or something. That'd be cool.
Star Wars Sith, how are you doing, man? He says, hopefully he has yellow eyes on the Funko if they make it. Yeah, I agree. I totally agree with that. The
Yeah,
yellow
that was a
eyes.
outstanding looking pop, the original one. So if they could,
Yeah,
hype it up and do something a little different, maybe, I don't know how they do it, but maybe do like where, because that scene where he's going after the actor or musician, I should say, Flea,
yeah,
where he had it spinning. If they
yeah,
could have it where you kind of have the blur motion of it spinning or something like that, and he's holding it out front,
yeah.
that would be pretty dope.
Even if they don't do the blur, like they did that Darth Maul from the Clone Wars with the two blades out, right? And he's holding it, out like that. So they could do something like that with the Grand Inquisitor.
Yeah, yeah, they could do that. I just think that I was surprised we didn't get that, to be honest.
Yeah,
I was
but yeah,
really
no,
surprised.
I agree. So I think probably like a four, maybe a five for this one.
Yeah, I'd be up there too. I'd say that would be a must-have 4 or 5 if they make him.
Yeah,
If they make him.
yeah,
I just think they have a hard time probably figuring out what they can produce and they can do early
yeah,
enough for a pre-order because they can't give up any of the secrets or what's coming, spoilers, if you will. So I think
exactly.
that kind of plays a role in what they're trying to roll out. But yeah, I'd love to see an Inquisitor.
Yeah, and he's got like that new outfit there.
Yep.
So yeah, and any way to produce a different pop of the same character. Like how many Vaders do we have?
A
So
ton.
yeah, exactly. All right. So speaking of Inquisitors, the fifth brother. So this one's going to be again 4 or 5 for me as well.
Yeah, I was
New
hoping for
outfit.
another one myself. Because I have the fifth brother as well. And I pulled a
Yeah,
bunch out just because I knew we were going to talk about him today. But I do like this guy. This is one of the ones, I think it was a Walmart exclusive, from Rebels. And this was pretty nice. But I think something, a little upgrade would be nice of him.
Yeah. Yeah,
Maybe
and I
even
don't.
with it.
I actually don't have any of the Inquisitors. The only Rebels pop I have are the Kanan and the what was it, the Super Commando that they released last year.
Oh, see, I didn't get. I don't know if I have the Super Commando. I
Yeah,
have Kanan. I have Ezra. I have Hera. I have Chopper. I have all the Inquisitors,
yeah,
and I think the other one I have a Sabine with the helmet. I like to get Sabine without the helmet, and I want to get the what's his name, Zeb. I didn't get Zeb.
yeah,
I want to get him, and I'd love one of my bucket list is to have the Chopper when he's painted up as an Imperial
yeah,
for
yeah,
spying. I think that was like one of the con exclusives. That's one I want to add. But
yeah,
I'd love to see a fifth brother if they did something. I even like how a lot of the time in the show he had that lightsaber mounted to his back.
yeah.
So I mean, if you had a
That
really cool
that'd be neat.
pose,
Yeah,
yeah, with that mounted to the back, that would be kind of cool. I don't know. Great job. I mean, the actor's been in so much from Marvel
yeah,
to Star Wars, So I'm again was hoping to see one of these already.
yeah.
With
So maybe in
nothing,
the second wave, I guess.
I sure hope so. I
I
do.
hope so too. Yeah.
I would
Um,
say this would be a definite 4 or 5 for me
yeah,
if they
for
do
me as
this.
well. Samuel Allen, how are you doing, my friend? You said Samuel says Thetha Grigg, the Spice Girl. I think that's the one that Ewan McGregor's daughter plays. I have her on my list a little further down, so we'll get to her when we get further down the list there. Um, he looks more yellow than green from the image on the pop. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
it
I
could be
think
just
they
the
could do that.
lighting. Yeah,
But even just even if they kind of tweak it for the pop, like a more of
yeah,
a kind of limeish yellow, that would be cool. Because I felt when I was photographing this one, because of that green is such a close palette to the gray, it almost kind of washes out. So I like what they did in live action better for
yeah.
that.
No, and
It
they
really
did a
kind of
really
had
good
it
job.
pop.
Yeah, they did a really good job on this character in live action. Like the Inquisitor, I understand people had problems with it. I didn't care. Like I understand
I
their
would have liked
creative
him look
choices.
more like that Utapau guy that we
Yeah,
saw in the prequels, right? Because he
yeah,
had the lines and he was talking to Obi-Wan. So and the face seems kind of like a chipwich, it's smushed, kind of. It's
yeah,
different, right? It is kind of there's a look to it. So I was kind of expecting something more like that, and I wouldn't have mind having what's the actor's name,
yeah,
Jason Isaacs or whatever. I really would have loved to have him reprise the role from doing
yeah.
the voice to
That
that.
would have been fantastic for
Been
that. Yeah,
killer. Would have been killer. But
but at the
things
same time,
happen.
I think he did a great job.
I do. I think he did
Oh,
a good job, and
yeah,
I just think that it looked good on screen.
yeah. So Fifth Brothers. So yeah, we both agree on that one of 4 or 5. So if you guys are just tuning in, we're kind of rating each character. So one would be like the least likely to be a Funko Pop, and then a number 5 would be like the most likely. That would be like in the second or third wave of Kenobi Funko Pops if we get that far. Because as we all know, like the Book of Boba Fett, we just got like our third Funko Pop from that show, which is kind of disappointing.
Ah,
Um,
the Book of Boba. I'm surprised we didn't get him riding a Rancor. Instead of doing
yeah,
a 10
hopefully
inch,
that's
10
coming.
inch one, give us all that. I mean,
Yeah,
that would fly off the shelves in a heartbeat.
yeah. Like I'm glad we got our Chrysanthemum Funko Pop finally, but like
Yes.
that's only like the third Funko Pop from that show. Like the Mandalorian TV series had like 4 for their initial wave. So, but it looks like with the Kenobi show, we're getting more Funko Pops. So the next one on the list, I have Ben Kenobi. I don't think we have this outfit coming out yet. We have him in like more of the Jedi robe, but we don't have
Yeah.
this one.
I was kind of surprised. I mean, at this point, I don't know. This would be this kind of Obi-Wan. Since I already have the unlit lightsaber pre-order, I'd probably just cut out a soft goods cape, throw like a little
Right.
poncho, throw it over him, call it a day. Maybe cover the lightsaber that you don't see, and that would be my Obi-Wan at this point. But I don't know. I would have liked to seen this one maybe earlier,
Yeah,
come out
for sure.
or be different than the one they have, like you said, with the robes and that. I think this would have been kind of cool. But I've got him on the Eopie, so this one for me at this point, I'd probably give this a 1 because I'll be getting the Obi-Wan with it unlit, with the lightsaber, and then with um, the little Eopie, and then
Yeah.
the hooded one too. So I think
The
unless
one
there's
on the
something,
Eopie, is it wearing this outfit?
I'm not sure. If you pull that up again, let's take a
I'm just
look.
gonna go
I think
back to the
I think he
previous
might
image
be.
there. I mean, it kind of looks like
I think he
no,
could be.
it looks like the same robe as
Same.
this one here.
Yeah. So I don't know.
Yeah. So
On the
for
importance
me,
scale
going
of
back
not trying
to
to repeat, I'd probably give that on my list a 1 at this point.
yeah, I mean, I feel like it could be like maybe a 2 or a 3 for me. So like maybe an
I'll hold
exclusive
out.
down the road.
I'm holding out for like an Obi-Wan versus Vader kind of, whether it's a scene or a set. You get one and you get the other, and they make the scene. I don't care,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
I think
because you
some
could do the same as like the Duel of the Fates Funko Pops, which I do have behind
correct.
me over here. I don't know if you can see it. It's up there in the corner. But like you could do one like that with 2 pops and give it a really cool base and have them connect like that and charge it's like 35 bucks up here in Canada. So like
Yeah, or
I'd buy it.
I think somebody in one of the Instagram post I saw did it was a concept where it was Obi-Wan with his arms raised and the rocks, and I think Sideshow or someone's doing a 6 scale version of that. So I think that was a very iconic scene. And again, like we were talking about earlier, a lot of the things that Lucasfilm kind of echoes in the poetry of, and that would kind of connect the sequel trilogy with Ray lifting all the rocks and stuff like that. So I think that would be one that a lot of fans would enjoy.
Yeah,
Um,
I would definitely buy
and it's
that
an
one.
iconic moment, right? That was like
Yeah,
that. He's pouncing on Vader. I mean, you don't get to see Vader get beat up.
yeah,
So to see that happen, that's an iconic scene. I think for sure we'd like to see that.
yeah. So you ranked it a 1. I went
Giving this one a
2 or
1.
yeah, I
Yeah.
went 2 or 3. So I think it could be possibly coming later on, but not right away. Um, the next one, this is Foreman Groff Ditcher. So this is the
Yeah,
foreman
nothing.
at the beginning.
Yeah, this guy's not
I
really
would
doing
go. I
anything.
would go a number 1. I would go a number 1. I don't think they're gonna make this guy
Yeah, a 1.
at
I don't
all.
I don't think he'll ever get made. I don't think he was important enough to really stand out to warrant a pop, really.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but like minor character. But like, yeah, I agree. Like I would rank it at number 1. Like I don't think this guy's gonna get a Funko Pop at all.
No, me
So
neither.
moving on, Owen Lars. This is
Absolutely.
one that I'm shocked we didn't get one yet. He was in the trailer, the first trailer. He was in the first episode. So
Yeah,
I think
and
this
a
guy.
bit and
I
a
think this is a
major actor,
yeah,
major character in the development of our hero Luke. So
yeah,
I think he definitely deserves one, and
yeah,
I'd like to see one. I think a lot of fans would like to see whether it's him alone, him and Baru, a
yeah,
pair, a young Luke. Uh, they could really do something again cool with this. I like some of those again those movie moments. So I see if you get an Owen, that would be cool. Is kind of Owen turn around trying to look for his son, and you see Luke kind of pretending he's flying, a starfighter or something on the back end of his hut. That would be cool. That would be a great
yeah,
movie moment pop, something like that. Um, you could have him just there. I mean, you could even do a movie moment where you got Reva with the lightsaber right at his neck.
yeah.
That was an
That
awesome scene.
that would be
Awesome
awesome.
scene.
Yeah.
Threatening
Star
the
Wars
life of
Sith.
him.
Star Wars Sith
So
says, I bet they do a 1 or 2 of these Kenobi Pops as NYCC releases for this October. Maybe Grand Inquisitor and Fifth Brother as NYCC exclusives. Yeah, I could see that.
yeah,
Because that is coming
absolutely.
up like right around the corner.
What is
But
that?
at the
October, November?
yeah,
Yeah.
but like at the same time, like I know this year is like the 20th anniversary of Attack of the Clones. We don't have that many prequel pops, so I'm kind of hoping for some Attack of the Clones characters coming. So it's
I
just
definitely
tough.
see something coming for that. Definitely so.
Yeah,
I for this
there's so
guy,
much
I'm
we
gonna
don't
give him
have.
a 5. Because I a
Yeah,
4 or 5. Definitely a 4 or 5. Because I mean he's a cool
yeah,
character, want to have him.
Yeah, for me, it's a no-brainer as well. Like, I think it's a five. Like, I think he's definitely getting a pop with this show. Like, I'm shocked that they didn't do an older Owen Lars from episode 4, but like now with the Kenobi series, I think it's a perfect timing. So I think this is a no-brainer. I think it's a five for me. I think he's definitely getting a Funko Pop.
Yeah, I can't see why he wouldn't.
Yeah, and then next we have Baru Lars. And for me, this is the same. I think it's a no-brainer. Like, she was awesome in the show. Um, I think she's getting a pop. You can even pose her with like that rifle that she was holding, right?
Absolutely. I think you're right on the money on that. I think
Yeah,
seeing her taking arms, I mean, that's a brew we haven't ever seen, right?
yeah,
We've
I know.
always seen her this
So
kind, gentle, like, we'll take the child in, we'll raise it as our
yeah,
own, thank you. And, always kind of empathetic towards Anakin. And then Luke, it was the mom he knew. So I I'd be surprised if they didn't do a Baru as well. I'm gonna
yeah,
give this like a 4,
yeah.
for
I'm gonna
sure.
go five for myself. Also, like, even if they don't even do a Kenobi themed pop, like they could still do her with the gun and put it in with that. What was it? The Power of the Galaxy ones where they're releasing all these females that are like strong woman characters. Like
Yeah.
they had Padme, they have Sabine, and they have that Jyn Erso one that we just saw a little while ago. So I think she'd fit in with that series if they don't decide to do a Kenobi series one, right? So
Yeah, that's a good call. I didn't even think of that, adding it to just that line alone. But yeah, I definitely think she shall get one.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so Baru Lars, yeah, five for me. You said a four for you.
Yeah,
So
definitely put her up in a 4.
yeah. Next one is Tika the Jawa. I'll let you go first on this one. What do you think for this one?
I don't know, because Jawas are tough. Like, I have like the original Jawa with those little beady kind of.
Yeah, the glow in the dark, the kind of like
They're like jeweled
the
looking,
gems.
kind of
Yeah,
like the bedazzled eyes is what I kept
yeah,
calling them, bedazzled eyes. So I have that one, and I have the other two. I really like the off-world Jawa. I thought they got a lot of great texture in the fabric, and it looked really great.
yeah,
But I don't know. Another Jawa, I'd give this a 2. I'd give this a 2. It'd be neat if they did one.
yeah,
Um, maybe they had, him having some parts in his hand. Maybe he's holding the Jedi belt that he was showing Obi-Wan. I don't know. But
yeah,
if they did something, they'd have to kind of up the ante on whatever he's doing to make it a little more interactive looking for me to really jump any higher than a 2 on this. But they have like 3 Jawas out, I think, in their line already. So I don't really think they'll do another one for this because he was such a small part. So I don't know. I'd give this a 2.
yeah. Giraffe fanboy says, "Is Tika a boy or a girl?" I believe Tika was a girl.
Yes, yes. I think that's my son, Giraffe fanboy, is watching today.
Oh wow. Okay.
I think
Hello.
he's at his friend's house.
Yeah. No. I believe Tika is a girl, if I'm not mistaken.
It could be because if he or she, I do recall them saying they have a tribe to take care of. So
Yeah. Yeah. So for me, I'm gonna go like a one or a two maybe. But like, if they're gonna do another Jawa pop, like Jawas are the same as like they're like Darth Vader. Like, how many Darth Vader Funko Pops can you do?
yeah,
But
unless there's something
Jawa,
that they
like Darth
really
Vader's
do
a major
fantastic.
character. Yeah,
Yeah, unless there's something that's
Darth Vader's. Yeah, sorry, Darth Vader's a major character, right? So like, of course, someone's gonna go out and buy like their sixth Darth Vader pop over like a fourth Jawa, right? So
Yeah, and I think even fans are getting a little, to be honest, Funko collectors are tired of the same kind of poses and just remold it slightly
yeah,
different artists. Like there's one, and I know we'll probably hit on because there is a Vader pop that I think everyone wants from
yeah,
Obi-Wan at this point, right?
yeah,
And we'll probably get to that. But the Jawa, like you said, unless he's got something iconic in the posing or whatnot, again, because it's not like you can pose them; they're there. So he's got to have something to offer, I think, to really make it stand out amongst the others, and
yeah.
that's why I give it such a low rating.
Yeah, same here. Like, I'm actually shocked we didn't get like the Jawa with the egg from the Mandalorian. Like,
Yeah, well,
I would have bought that like
he
immediately.
came with the knife that sliced the
Yeah,
top of the egg, but they didn't. And I was, I kind of was hoping that he would have held it in his hand, or you had another
Yeah,
one holding it like up with it opened or something. I don't know.
yeah. No,
But
I think
yeah,
that was a missed opportunity there for that one. But
yeah, I do. I agree.
yeah, continuing on with the Kenobi ones, Bail Organa. So I think
Absolutely.
this one's like a no-brainer again. Like such a fantastic job. I don't know why we didn't get any prequel Funko Pops of Bail Organa. So yeah, I think we're definitely getting a Bail Organa.
I'm surprised we haven't, because I know in Rogue One they made one for Jyn Erso's father, and that was a really cool looking pop, and I snagged that when I got it. And I'm again surprised that we haven't seen something for Bail Organa,
Yeah,
because he's kind of carried around in these kind of prequel, kind of Rogue One era, and
yeah.
I'd love to see one of him.
So it looks like Tika is a girl, as revealed on Wikipedia.
Oh, there
So
it
there we
is.
go. Yeah. Yeah. No. So I'm thinking a 5 for Bail Organa.
Yeah, I'd give him a 5 as well. I'd like to have
Yeah.
that in my collection.
Yeah. Um, so the next one is Brea Organa. I'll let you go first on this one. What do you think?
Um, it depends. If probably like an outfit like this, which you've seen her in the beginning of the show, um, I'd probably give this like a 3 or 4. I think it would be nice if they gave it to her, because I think again, part of the series was about family, right? And I know that is a little bit not about Obi-Wan, but you're talking about family and the people that raised her and made Leia the person she is. We were starting to see that in the earlier scenes of Obi-Wan, right? You're seeing how, her parents are the dignitaries and they're hosting these people, and you
Yeah.
know her dad's trying to teach her, I understand you don't like all this, but one day you are going to be in charge of this. And I think to have the mom dad as as a figure, why not? I'd
Yeah.
probably give this a 3 or 4 in my want, need to have, but I wouldn't mind having one of these.
Yeah. I'll go the same. I think at number 3. I'm gonna rank this one at number 3 for myself. I'm almost thinking like it's something they would do maybe a 2-pack with Bale and Brea Organa,
Yeah, I agree. I
like
think that would be
similar
a
to
good way to
that
sell it.
Han Solo and Chewie with the shackles. They could do a two
Yeah,
pack.
or I have it on pre-order, but I haven't received it yet. But I have the Han and Leia, like right from
Oh,
Bespin,
yeah,
where they're
yeah. I
there.
don't have that one yet either. Yeah, but yeah, they could do like a 2-pack, right? Like Brea's
Yeah,
not
they
a
could
major
easily do that.
character.
That'd be great.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think if they did it like that, I think it would move off the shelves a little bit better than having them
yeah.
individual personally.
I think so too. So I'll give this character a 3. And then the next one we have cousin. I guess it's Niano Organa.
Uh, I don't know. This kid is a little snarky.
Yeah,
I wouldn't even. I'd give him a 0. I mean, he was so unimportant. He was so unimportant. But it may, the Leia's little quip back to him about, I guess I don't have to listen to you at all.
yeah,
I think that was kind of cute. But again, though he was needed to kind of define her character and also to flesh out the fact that he's in the know that she's not real Organa, right?
yeah,
So he was a necessary evil to have. Um, he was a little I don't know, he was a little twit to me. I don't really care to have him as a pop because he was really not important, but it was important to drive that storyline and to
yeah.
Leah.
Exactly.
So I'd give this a 0 or 1. I don't think they'll make one. They'll waste time with it. He wasn't that important, but he did help deliver a storyline. So,
Yeah,
but that's about it. I don't think he's pop. He's going to need a pop.
yeah. I'm gonna go with a 1 as well. Like you said, like he was needed in the story to, or in the show to kind of push that story and get a little more information about Leia.
Yeah, because you're getting it from the family, right? You're getting it from the Organa
Yeah,
family, and here's one of her cousins kind of poo-pooing on her, like you're not even a real Organa.
yeah,
Um, but and what's kind of funny is because then her father later says, "Isn't it gonna be great when you tell him what to do?"
yeah,
You know that's
yeah.
gonna
A little bit of
happen. So
foreshadowing there, right?
exactly. So
Yeah, yeah. But
again,
yeah,
he was
no,
needed for a setup, but I don't think we need a pop for him.
yeah. I don't think so either. Like even I think if they made a pop of him, I think it would be like one of those ones that sat on the shelf, and
I
you
agree.
find at like the
Peg
dollar
hanger.
store or like Five Below or something, right? Like it's gonna sit on
Exactly.
the shelf. So I think
Yeah,
this one's a one for me. The next one, Leia Organa.
absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
like we mentioned earlier in the stream here, I think why haven't they made one already? I guess I didn't want to spoil anything. I get that, but like now that the series is done and over with, I
Yeah,
think
like
I think Leia,
kind of
we're
like this
definitely
one
getting a
here. I
Leia.
really, really like this one, and I'd
Exactly,
love
and you
to
can do that with this
have the
image
little
here
Lola
too.
droid in her hand. It'd be
Yeah,
awesome. Or
yeah,
you
that
could
would be
do one
great.
of those how they do the clear where it's like flying and it's floating by her. That would be
Yeah,
perfect. I'm
yeah,
I'm so surprised that didn't already happen. But again, I think they're trying to see where things are landing and everything.
yeah,
I'd love to have that as a pop. That would be
yeah.
excellent.
And like the actress did such a great job as Leia. Like I think for
Hands
sure
down.
we're getting at least one Leia.
Yeah, if they do that, it's a 5 in an instant. You
Yeah,
have to
for
have it.
me
You
it's a
have to
five.
have it. It's
Yeah,
a
for me
great
it's a
great
five. I think they're definitely making at least one Leia. Like I said, like she has like a few different outfits in the series, so I think they
yeah.
could do at least one, maybe two Leias, but one
I
for
like
sure.
that kind of green poncho she had because it's kind of reminiscent of what she wears later in Return of the Jedi when she's on
Yeah,
Endor.
so
So I
like the
think,
image here. Yeah,
yeah, I think that having like her hand out with Lola floating over it or something like that would be perfect.
yeah. So we're both in agreement there. Number five. So yeah, no, like we said earlier, like I don't know why they didn't already. The next one, a Lola Funko Pop, just by itself. So we have other
Mm,
droids. We have like BB-8. We have what was it, Dio? That's a smaller
true.
droid.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah. I could see it. The only thing is like it might be a little because it's so small. It would be hard to do that. I don't know. I'd love. I mean, I wouldn't mind getting one of those animatronic ones just on its
yeah,
own.
for
But
sure.
as a pop, I could see them doing it. But I'd rather it be apart with the Leia. I think
Yeah,
that would be better for this
yeah,
particular character. I mean, it is cool. It's iconic with as its own pop. I'd probably give that maybe a 3 or 4. I don't know if they'll go bonkers to try to make it its own pop. But I could see, like we said in the previous one with Leia, I could see them doing it with her as a part of that same pop. So I'm gonna give this one like a 3, maybe a 4. If they did it, I probably want to have it because they probably do a good job. I just don't think it'll be one that they'll put a lot of effort towards.
yeah. Or even as Star Wars Sith said here, Pocket Pop keychain.
Mm.
Lola would be a good one for that. But yeah, no.
What's it?
For me, I think a three or a four for getting a Funko Pop. So I think it's a possibility. But like
They
as
could
you
really they could really do something cool to a lights and sound version like they did with the Vader, and you
yeah,
could have it go from the blue to the red when
yeah,
it got kind of hacked by Riva. That'd be
yeah,
pretty cool.
yeah,
Now that I
that
think you can get some sales out of that.
yeah, for sure. Yeah, I think a three or a four. I think it's I'm not like saying they're not making one, but I think it's a possibility, a good possibility. But I think it would be better, like we were talking about with the Leia. Like if you did something with Leia and then you have like Lola floating or like just behind her, like even like that Cad Bane with the Toto 360, she could be like popping her head out from the side, right?
Hmm.
So yeah, no, I think it would be better with the Leia Funko Pop, but I'm not gonna say we're not definitely not getting a Lola Pop. Like I would buy a Lola Pop for sure.
Yeah, I would probably get one, but I think that they really need to make it cool. The tough part is when you make something like that and it's such a different scale from the other pot, the
Yeah,
person. That's the only thing that kind of throws it off when you're putting your collection near each other. But
yeah.
it definitely cool. It definitely
Yeah.
be cool.
I mean, it's not something they haven't done before. They did it with Dio. Dio's a smaller droid
It's true.
compared
Very
to
true.
like the humans, so they, that's why I give it a three or a four for sure. So the next character we got is Vect.
Flea.
No, yeah, Nokru, I guess it's pronounced. Yeah, Flea from the Red Hot Chili Peppers. What do you think?
I'll give him a 1. I'll give him a 1. I mean, I don't think he was that important. Again, I think he was there to move storyline.
Yeah,
Um, but I don't think he was anything. I mean, it wasn't anything iconic about him to like, oh, I want to grab this guy, so I'll give him a one. I give this
yeah.
character a one. No likelihood.
I'm gonna go a two for this one,
Ah,
just because of like they brought in Flea to play this character. He was in what, like, was it two episodes at least? I can't remember if he
yeah.
was in 3 episodes. So like
No, I
he
think
did
you're
have a
right. Yeah,
two
he was two.
episode. Yeah, so I'm gonna give it a two. Like I think there's like a very slim chance that they're gonna make a pop like this, just because it is Flea playing him. So I think a two from myself, and you think a one, eh? You think they're
I
not
think a
gonna make
one or
him
a
at all?
zero on this one.
Yeah,
Either likelihood of them doing it for this guy. Nah,
yeah,
no.
slim to
I
none, eh?
think what would be cooler is the guards from Alderaan that was running the save Leia. I think just that outfit itself with the helmet
Mm.
and the cape, that alone just screams like that. That would be a cool looking pop
Yeah,
compared to this character.
yeah. So next we have the fourth sister.
Tough one, tough one. Because you want to have, as a collector, you want to have all the
All the
Inquisitors and stuff like
Inquisitors, yeah.
that. I don't know. If they may, I probably put a three on this one.
Yeah,
Would they
I'm
make
gonna
it?
go right in
I'm
the middle at a
teetering.
three as well.
It's a tough one because she really didn't do anything. I wish. I mean, the fact that they introduced another Inquisitor and really didn't get any screen time, it probably hit the
Right.
editing floor, which I feel bad because it could have been cool. But I'd give this one a chance of getting made, probably a three, and adding it to my collection in the same kind of numbering three, because she was unimportant, unfortunately. Looked cool, but it really didn't get much action out of her. You didn't get to see her, all but a few quick clips. So
Yeah, yeah, that's what I would say too. Like she looked cool again, like you know, like the Knights of Ren. They look cool. They released them. Yeah, you gotta get all the Knights of Ren. So like if they released her, yeah, I would definitely pick her up.
yeah, I
Like
agree.
like so that's why I think a three. Like I think collectors will want to complete like the the Inquisitors. So like if they have the Rebels Inquisitors and all that, like they had, what was that other one? Was it the Seventh Sister that was in Rebels there?
Yes,
Yeah, so
yes,
they
they
have
added that one.
her as a Funko Pop, and like they have the one from Jedi Fallen Order, the Ninth Sister or whatever that one was. So like I think it's a good chance, but like it's not like going to be for a while if they do it. So
Yeah, I agree. I agree
yeah.
with you on that one, Chris.
Okay, and then the next one is Tirtha Tirtha Grigg. So this is Ewan McGregor's
It's his daughter,
daughter. This
right?
is the Spice Runner.
Spice
Yeah, this is
pusher.
the one.
Yeah, the
This is the one
spice
that
pusher.
Samuel was mentioning earlier in the chat there. I'm gonna go a three for this one.
Wow, really?
Yeah,
All right.
just
I'd
because,
probably
just
be a two
again,
or
like
three.
because yeah, again, like just because like pretty cool looking character. Like in Funko Pop form, that would be a pretty cool looking character. Will it sell? Maybe not. Like it could be like an Admiral Holdo, where like people
Yeah.
don't really buy it, but oh yeah,
Yeah, I
I,
think
I
I
would buy it
agree.
if they made it.
It depends. Yeah, if you have her and you kind of the hair kind of the colored hair kind of pulls the pop out itself, and
Yeah,
maybe she's holding some kind of little jar of spice. I think they could with the creativity over at Funko, I think they could work something here to make that kind of a
yeah,
little bit cooler.
and
But
again
I'll
with
give
like
this a two or three of the likelihood of it happening. But
yeah, yeah, I'm gonna go three for this one. Um, but yeah, no, like with Funko, with they're getting a lot better with the poses as of recently, like the last year or so, with all
oh,
their poses.
definitely the sculpts are better. You don't
Yeah,
have just that kind of hero pose, and they're just kind of they're
yeah,
so much like the
exactly.
Luke is so much better. I think you did a review recently where you held the original Luke with
Yeah,
the white that you see him in, and then the newer
yeah,
one,
a lot better.
and I think they've just gotten they've grown, right? You know, like if
Yeah,
you look at the original Sand Trooper or Stormtrooper with the round eyes to where you got more of the real helmet looking eyes,
yeah,
10 times better. So they
yeah,
they've grown and they've gotten better at their skill and their craft. So
yeah, absolutely. All right, so the next one is Freck. So he was a guy who drove that big tank thing, that transport vehicle, and I
yeah,
think
that
it was
could
what,
be fun. That could
episode
be like a
four or
frog
something.
lady.
Yeah,
That could be like a frog lady. This would be cool if they did the vehicle, right? If you had that vehicle with him in
yeah,
there, that would be cool. Have him, and then you have, I mean, let's face it, you can do like a $50 pop, have him driving that vehicle, have Obi-Wan and Leia sit in the back with the stormtrooper two across from him. That'd be awesome. Who wouldn't want
yeah,
that on
like
their
a
show?
pop
That would
ride
be
or something.
Yeah, that would be I could see that happening. That would be kind of fun. That would be a
Yeah,
fun one.
uh,
Uh
I'm probably gonna go
4 or
like
5.
I'm gonna go a three on this one.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm gonna go three on this one. Just just again like minor character, but like I don't see them not like never making one. Again, like you mentioned, like a frog lady. Like I was super surprised, and I was happy that they made one. So I think
I
yeah,
see that's
I
how I
think a
feel about
three.
this guy. If they did him in a ride kind of thing and they somehow tied it in, it would be pretty cool.
Yeah,
On the
absolutely.
tailgate having the Imperial logo on it or whatnot, like they did in the show. Yeah, that would be a cool pop ride. That would be a cool
Yeah,
one.
yeah. So I'm going three. You said what, a four? I think
Yeah,
you
I'd give
said.
this a 4.
Yeah. Um. So next one, Ned eight. So I think again, this is another one of those ones. Like I think it's a no brainer. I think it's going to be like a four or a five for me. Like I think it's going to be like in the next wave of Kenobi pops. Like they already have
Was
a
this Talos droid, right?
yeah. This is Talos droid. Yeah, so like
Absolutely.
they have a Black Series figure
And
already.
that
So
looks
I'm kind of
phenomenal.
looking at that as like where they're going to go with these. So
I
yeah, I
agree.
think a four or a five.
That yellow is striking too. I mean that
Yeah,
one on your shelf alone, mixed in with everything, that yellow is going to pop. And if they kind
yeah,
of give it that, kind of wear and tear look to it, I think it'll look phenomenal. I'd give this a 5. I think that's one thing with Star Wars is, um, it is there are droids, and droids are a big part of the
yeah,
legacy of Star Wars. So this one definitely would love to see that over Lola. I'd even like to have this one for
yeah, for
sure.
sure.
Definitely a
Yeah,
5 on this guy.
yeah. Yeah, no, and like Funko, like droids, they do droids really well. Like look at the Dark Trooper. Like it's a taller
Mm,
pop. It's slightly taller than some of the other ones. Like they could do this one the same, slightly
yeah,
taller.
K2SO. I mean,
Yeah,
as
K2SO.
weird as that is to do as a pop because he's so top heavy and then skinny, like
Yeah,
but they kind of conveyed that in the
yeah.
pop very well.
They pulled it off really well.
Yeah, I'd
And that
love to see this guy as a pop. I think as soon as I saw him on screen, I was like, oh, that's gonna be a cool one if they do that. He
yeah,
just looks great.
and that K2SO pop, like that was back in during Rogue One, so they were kind of like they were just experimenting with changing like to like slimmer bodies on some characters and
Yeah, because I
changing
think
up
they
the
came out with
poses there.
two. They came out the original, and then they
Yeah,
came out with one where he's got the gun.
yeah. Which I don't have the one with the gun, but I'd love to own that one
I
eventually.
don't
But yeah,
think I have that one. I have to look. I don't think I have that one. I think that's
yeah,
one I'm
yeah.
gonna
No,
be getting
I
also.
definitely think Ned B is gonna be a Funko Pop for sure. So yeah, four or five for me. Um, the next one, Sully. So this was one of the pilots of the speeders on that episode where they broke them out of the
Yep, yep.
Fortress Inquisitorius.
I've thought about this one. I think if you have her again, if you did a pop ride, you have her in a snow speeder with the helmet on.
Yeah,
Awesome. Absolutely. Because I think the line that she gives in the movie is just it's kind of telling, right? Because she's just doing things and she's helping people flee, right? She doesn't really fight. And when she
yeah,
loses her friend, she comes back and she goes, guess we are fighters now. You know what I mean? So I think that's a telling tale of where we are in the epic of Star Wars and the storytelling, where you're
yeah,
getting common people. And I think this is one of the ones that everybody can relate to at some point. just because you're going about your life and all of a sudden your life takes a twist and now you're a part of this whole thing, right? And that's kind of how
Yeah,
Luke gets pulled into it, right? He wanted nothing to do with this stuff, and next thing you know, he's your your hero, right? So
yeah,
I'd like to see something like this. I would love to see her with the helmet and the snow speeder. I think that would be a great one for
yeah,
her, because
and
her alone, I don't think without the snow speeder or something, I think you might lose context of who she is. So I feel for
yeah,
that, if they did it, would be a good one. I'd give
yeah,
that if they did that, I'd probably say, and if they were going to make it, yeah, 3, 4. I'd like to see a 4 if if they could do something like that with the speeder. I'd
yeah.
get that.
Uh, I'm gonna say like a 2 or a 3, just because like she's a minor character,
Very
and
minor.
like not that we haven't seen minor characters as pops before. Like we did get Paige Tico as a Funko Pop, and she died like
Yep.
in the first like 5 minutes
30.
of the Last Jedi, right?
Exactly.
So
Yeah. Exactly.
so like so I'm gonna go like 2 or 3 for her. So like again, like you said, the cool character, and
Yeah, in
like her
context, if they
story.
just make her alone, I'm 100% on your vote, like a 2, 1, 2.
Yeah,
But if they did it with a snow speeder, that'd be a 4. I
yeah,
think it jumps up in the want list if they did something like that with it.
yeah. So the next one is Wade. So this is the other pilot that this is the one that died in the snow speeder.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go like a 1 or a 2 for this one.
I'll say the same because not really there much. Whereas
Yeah,
the other character at least had something pivotal to kind of say to kind of put everyone in
yeah,
context of where they are. We're sad that we lost Wade. He was he was there for a short moment, but no, I don't think we get anything for him. I really don't. I
yeah.
think I'm going to give this a 1. I don't think we'll get it. There won't be any chance of him.
Freak, aka Beaver Man. Yeah, I mean he does kind of look like a Beaver Man. Freck does, eh? Um, yeah, no, I mean like I can see them doing like a 2 pack maybe with Wade and Sully, but I'm still going low, like one or
Yeah,
two.
He'd be low
Yeah,
on the food chain there.
yeah, for sure. So I have another Obi-Wan Kenobi, but this time like with the Jedi, the tunic and the lightsaber ignite. Like we don't have one with the lightsaber out yet. So I think this one, I think 5 for me.
Yeah, if they did something like that, that would make me want to get another Obi-Wan because I
Yeah,
don't really have. I think the only kind of young one we have is the Smuggler's Bounty one that we have,
yeah,
and that's about
from
it.
episode 3.
We
Yeah,
don't really have anything like this, so that would definitely want that to my collection because I think the only one
yeah,
I have, like I was saying earlier, is this guy. All we kind of have is something like that
yeah,
right now, and that would be kind of fun to have. So if they did something like this in that pose, like a better pose,
yeah,
that would be great to have.
yeah. Because
That would
like
be a want.
you can easily do it in a pose like they have there with the lightsaber up. Like they can do a stance like that. They've done stances similar to that, right?
Sure,
So
you can even do it like they did those the Attack on Echo Base ones where you kind of have something because you had Leia in front of that display panel.
yeah,
You could do
yeah,
something like that where he's got the lightsaber ignited, he's holding the water back with the Force.
yeah,
Take my money on that. If they did something like that,
yeah,
that'd be awesome.
exactly.
That'd be
Yeah.
awesome.
So I think a 5 for this one.
I'd say a 5.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Um, so the next one, Tala. So we already have a Tala one coming, but this time I think a second Tala pop with like her kind of like refugee looking clothing. I
Yeah,
think a 4. I'm gonna go 4 on this one.
I'll agree. I think it would be a 4. I mean, she's a great character.
Yeah.
Um, and like you said, we already have her in the Imperial, which is cool, right? I think to see her actually as the rebel, that'd be a cool one to have. Blast her out. That'd be awesome.
Yeah. And again, like if Funko's not planning on releasing her with the Kenobi pops, maybe do like another the Power
Well,
of the
see,
Galaxy ones, right?
I wonder you get a character like this in the Star Wars universe, and you've seen her in Game of Thrones and many other things. So
Yeah,
I wonder, will we get a hint of her in Andor? Because I'd like to see Andor have a little crossover with the whole path. So
yeah,
even though the I'd like to see like a 4 for this one and see her as an Obi-Wan, but I'll still hold out hope that we might get a cameo in Andor where we might get a pop of this
yeah,
of her in more rebel outfit.
yeah. Well, I don't know. Will she show up in Andor though? Because she died in Kenobi here, which
But we're
happens.
we're going to start from what I've heard, you're going to start back as to what caused Andor to join the Rebel Alliance.
Yeah,
And then that second season, which is really cool to hear that they've already thought it out. So I'm really excited to hear that because
yeah,
it's not like, hey, we're going to throw this show like Boba Fett and Book of Boba is going to be this. They actually have a plan already in the 2 year where every 3 episodes is going to be like a 4 year span and lead us right into Rogue One.
yeah,
That's a phenomenal plan because you don't need to have 3, 4 seasons, 2 seasons, and you do that with the second season. Excellent. So if we get an earlier kind of
yeah.
flashback,
Because I guess Andor could even be a kid during this time.
yeah. So if you kind of get him trying to escape or something, maybe she's one of the people that helped escape.
Yeah,
Um, who knows? I mean, the fact that they mentioned even Quinlan Voss in the
yeah.
series, to me, I
Maybe
was
you
like,
bring in
oh,
Quinlan Voss in
love
the
to see something
Andor
like that.
series. Like, could you imagine that?
Oh, I think fans would go nuts because Quinlan Voss has got such a great story.
Yeah,
Like,
and he was
if you
great. He
wanted,
was great in the Clone Wars too, like the Clone Wars
yeah,
series. Yeah,
I
I
would
agree.
love to see them do a spin-off show just on that and the path, like to kind of have like an underground railroad, which
Yeah,
in American history plays a pretty pivotal role, and kind of seeing that taken into the Star Wars universe, that'd be
yeah,
really cool to to dive a little deeper into that story. I know some people don't want a season 2 of Kenobi, and some people do. How would you even do it? Maybe you don't have Vader and him interact, and it more is to the path and finding others. But
yeah,
again, it's tough because I think we grew up thinking that there wasn't many Jedi, right? They're all gone.
yeah,
So to then all of a sudden, oh, we do know there's other Jedi's. Well, then that kind of contradicts what Obi-Wan and Yoda were talking about quite a bit, about, oh,
yeah,
we have a hope. Well, there's only one. And then, oh, there's another, as he's taken off to go to Bespin, and he's, oh, there's another. And it kind of alludes to Leia. So I don't really want to ruin that storyline, but I could
right.
see, having some side stories and, making some cool pops. I'd love a Quinlan pop just to have one. Just
Yeah,
saying, Funko, if you're
yeah,
listening, make a Quinlan. I think the
exactly.
fans go nuts.
Yeah, we need more Jedi Funko Pops in general. I think.
Yeah, there's very few, very few.
Yeah. So yeah, no, I'm going like a 4 on this one. What did you say? A
Yeah,
4 or 5?
4. I agree. A 4 on this. Good
Yeah,
character.
yeah. I think it's pretty likely. It might not be like the next set of ones that they make, but I think it's coming.
Yeah.
Um, Next one is Obi-Wan versus Anakin. Like maybe you do a movie moment, or like even like one
Ooh,
of the ones where they connect, like the Duel of the Fates.
that would be fun. That
Yeah,
would be fun. I thought that was a great scene too. So I really liked it. I also watched that fan edit too, where they kind of splice this in place of where the Riva scenes were cutting out of the Vader Kenobi fight.
yeah,
Um, and it's interesting to see both cuts, the edit that Lucasfilm came up with and then the fan came up with. But I would say that this would make a fantastic movie moment, like
yeah,
you said, a 2-part set that you would want to have both bookend each other. That would be cool if they did that. 5, because like you said, you don't get too many Clone Wars ones, prequel ones, and
yeah,
this is right in that time frame. So I'd love to see something like this. It'd be cool.
yeah, yeah. I think it's a 5 if they're gonna market it as like an Obi-Wan Kenobi series Funko Pop as like a movie moment, or like a one of the two, like you
Yeah,
can connect the
I
two.
don't
I
even
think
think
it's
we
a
have
5.
an Anakin in this form
No, and we don't
at
even
this
have an
age.
Obi-Wan in this form either.
That's true. That is true. I didn't even think of that.
Yeah.
But
So
yeah,
yeah,
this would be 5, solid 5 if they did
yeah,
this.
yeah.
Absolutely.
Five if it's like a movie moment, but like if it's an individual one, I don't see them doing like individual pops. I see them waiting and doing like maybe, as I mentioned, like a 20th anniversary Attack of the Clones individual pops for them. But yeah, no, a 5 if it's like a movie moment. I think it's definitely coming.
Yeah, I'd love this one.
Yeah. Next one is Riva. So we have 2 coming already, but this one's kind of like her with a robe on, a different version of Riva. What do you think?
Nah,
You think
I'd give it a
she's
1.
a major character enough where she
Yeah, I
deserves a
think I
third
think
pop?
we've got enough. I think we really have enough for Riva. I mean, and unless she's, like we said, like where she's like holding the lightsaber up to Owen or something like that, and they do a movie moment or something like
Yeah,
that. Um, I don't see Funko doing Vader stabbing through her, or anything like that.
yeah,
So at this point, I think that what we have for Riva is pretty much probably what we're going to get. So I'd
yeah,
give this the likelihood of her in just a cloak a 1, a 1
yeah.
on this.
I'm gonna say the same. A 1 on this one. Like we mentioned, the young Riva with the youngling helmet and stuff. I think we get that over this.
I 100% agree with you on that,
Yeah,
Chris.
yeah. So I think a 1. I don't think they're making another Riva with a cloak on. I don't think they're doing that. So
No.
yeah, I think I'm gonna go 1 on this one. And then this one, the next one, the Darth Vader with the mask broken
Yeah.
off.
This is take your money. This is
Yeah,
take
yeah.
your money.
I think
Give me a
I think this
10-inch
is like,
version of this.
yeah.
Give me a
I
10-inch
think this
version of
is
this. That'd
like
be
this is a
awesome.
no brainer. Like we're ranking 1 to 5. 5 being like they're definitely making a Funko Pop. 1 being like they're not making the Funko Pop for that character. On a scale of 1 to 5, this is like a 10. Like
This is off the charts. Like
yeah,
I have my lights and sound Vader. I would
yeah,
love lights and sound Vader of this, and you know give
right.
the phrases that he did in Obi-Wan. This is a no-brainer. This is like take our money, Funko. That's that I'm not I'm surprised at this point we haven't even seen like a leak image or a concept for something like that. Like that was done. That's such an iconic scene. Like I've to the point that I've actually wanted to go buy and tear apart Funko Pops to build this one custom for
A
myself.
custom
That's how
one, yeah,
awesome it is. Yeah, everyone's going to want to see Anakin underneath. If you can give it a
yeah.
couple phrases, again, you want to do a really cool pairing. You have this pop with an Obi-Wan, both lights and sound. You have to collect both of them. And when you click them and you press on their heads, they can interact with what they're saying. Like, I'm sorry for everything. I'm not your failure. That
Yeah,
take our money. That'd be awesome. This is a 5, 10, 100. This is
yeah,
definitely one that everyone's going to want.
yeah, absolutely.
Just seeing
Like,
custom Star Wars collectors and um, fans making these figures on their own already and 3D
yeah,
printing them.
Black
They look
Series figures. Yeah,
phenomenal.
they're doing custom Black Series figures already. So yeah, no, I for sure. I think this one's coming for sure.
Has
Absolutely.
to. Has
Um,
to.
the only thing I'm fearful of it's going to be like one of those stupid exclusives for like Funko Shop, like limited
Oh, like the
quantity or
glow in the
something.
dark Obi-Wan with the
Oh
robe
my
one where you
god,
couldn't.
yeah,
I want that, and the fact that it goes for so much now, and to buy from someone that already, got a hold of one, it's just
yeah,
crazy. I'd love to have that pop, but I hope they don't. But I have to look at it on a marketing point too. If they tried to do that, everyone would want that, and then not allow people to get that one.
yeah,
That's such a big iconic moment. I think
yeah,
they'd rather mass produce this one so everybody can get their hands on this one. Everyone add this to the collection because this is, I mean, if you're going to have so many Vaders, and I know a lot of people out there collect Vaders, I myself collect a lot of them.
yeah.
This is a must have to the
Yeah,
collection.
I agree. Yeah, no, like I said, scale 1 to 5, it's like a 10, or like
Yeah,
even like you mentioned, 100. Like, it's coming. This one's definitely coming.
has to come because we
Uh,
have Vader in the chamber, right? And we have
yep,
Vader unmasked.
yep,
You got to give us that, please. That'd be awesome.
yeah. So the next one, hologram Palpatine. Like
Hmm.
we have that glow in the dark one that they say is like a hologram.
Yeah, you know
But
what though?
I think they could do so much better. They can do it like a kind of like a translucent
Yes, because they
material.
did it in the Admiral Gree where he's looking down at Order 66. Like I
Yeah,
photographed, that was one of the ones I photographed early on, and I really love that,
yeah,
translucent piece to it. I'd
yeah,
love to see it in that kind of blue translucent as an
yeah,
emperor like this. That would be
yeah. And
cool.
it doesn't even have to be glow in the dark. Just like the
No, you know
translucent
what? The
plastic.
glow in the darks are neat, but at the same time, from my perspective, I tried to photograph the Snoke, Supreme Snoke, in in the throne.
Yeah,
And it's that glow in the dark is such a tough one for trying to just get a good image of, because it's all the same tonal range. There's not a lot of
yeah,
contrast in it. So for me,
exactly.
love to see something translucent, give it enough detail in it. It would be, they could do something really cool. They could do something really cool. And they've been doing so well with the translucent stuff, because
Yeah,
I have the Empire Strikes Back scene of Yoda raising the X-wing on
yeah,
Dagobah, and they
yeah.
have the water flowing off it. I mean, again, Funko's gotten better and better and better.
Oh yeah,
I
absolutely.
could see them doing something like that. I'd love
Yeah,
to see more of the holograms, like you said, as opposed to glow in the dark translucent. I think that would be
yeah.
cooler.
I think that's the way to go. So what would you rank this one? What do you think the likelihood of us
Ooh,
getting a Funko Pop?
likelihood likelihood of us getting, I'm going to say a 2. Wanted to add to the collection, 4 or 5, but I don't think we'll get one. I don't think we'll get one, an emperor
Yeah,
for this.
I'm gonna say like a 2, maybe a 3 that will get it. Like I would love it if they made it. If they made it, yeah. Again, like take my money, but I think maybe like
Yeah,
a 2, like
I agree. I don't think
slim
they'll make
chance.
it, but it would be cool if they did.
Yeah. Um, the next one, a young Luke Skywalker.
Absolutely want that. I
Yeah,
I think they should. But
I think if they make a young Leia, they're gonna make a young Luke. So I
the
think
thing
this
about the
one's
young Luke
definitely
is, because and pop size, right? If you make young Luke look like this right here, like we're seeing on screen, he's not going to look much different than the Funko Pops that even they just released for the con where they redid Luke. I
yeah,
think the only way to put it in context that kind of has that is that moment where he's playing like he's a star pilot. I think
yeah,
that would be awesome. Him kind of, you know, riding it on, sitting on the hut side of the hut, pretending he's in a starfighter. He's got I don't know if he's got goggles on or something. That would be a great one. I think that would
yeah,
really sell, because you really don't get much of them. You get them there, you get them sleeping, and you get them running from Riva. That's
yeah,
it.
yeah,
So I think if you want to put it in context and make a pop, you have to kind of have him, being a kid. And I think that's the only really thing. Like Leia, there's so much she had going on compared to Luke in this series.
yeah,
So for
exactly.
me, to give him this outfit, I mean, it looks kind of like he hasn't really changed his clothes in
Yeah,
30, 40 years by the time he
yeah,
gets to the young adult. So you have to do something to break it up and make it recognizable as young Luke. And that's
yeah,
the only way I see it. I don't know how they do it.
yeah.
But if
I
they did that, I'd probably say a 4.
yeah, I think a 3 for myself. Like you said, like the outfit, like he didn't really change his outfit through the series at all. Maybe they do like a movie moment with him and Obi-Wan, or with him and Owen Lars when they're in that shop. But
Hmm.
I the likelihood of him getting his own pop, I think like a 3.
Yeah, and we didn't really, we had a little more interaction of Obi-Wan giving him the fighter, the little was it T-16 Skyhopper,
Yeah,
whatever that is. If you saw him actually handing it to him, that would be cool. Or
yeah,
him like grabbing at it to, like he's getting
yeah.
it. That
If
that might
he
separate it, and again, it would
exactly,
fit
like
with the
if Luke
Leia.
actually held the T-16, the toy, like if he held it in his hand,
That would be
that
cool.
then yeah,
That's
then
that becomes a
definitely
4
getting
or
a pop.
5, right? That's
Yeah,
one like, oh
but
yeah, that'd be cool.
just because he hasn't changed his clothes this entire series, like I'm thinking just a 3.
Yeah, I don't think they'll make it, but if they did, yeah, those kind of takes on it would be the ones that would kind of
Yeah,
separate it to
for
make
sure,
people want to get it.
absolutely. So the next one, Obi-Wan, another Obi-Wan pop, but this time with the
That
outfit and
Mythos
like
look, like
yep,
that sideshow Mythos look.
they literally copied the look from the comic book. Like I'm not much of a comic book I don't follow the comic books, but I've seen the cover on recent like posts on Facebook and stuff. Like I don't have the cover here, but there's a comic cover with him wearing the exact same outfit here. So I think if they did,
That would be cool. That was a kind of cool one, and I saw that, and I was like,
yeah.
ah, that looks kind of cool.
So
I'd give this
I'm
a
gonna
4 or
go 4.
5 if they did
Yeah, I'm
it.
gonna go
Yeah,
4 for this one.
yeah, I
Like
agree.
I think it's pretty likely that we'll get an Obi-Wan.
Yeah, I
They'd
like
probably
the
do this one.
goggles. I like the
Yeah,
kind of like the robe. It's shouldered. It has layers to it. You
yeah,
know,
a
I
lot
think
of little
I think
details
those
on this
things
one.
exactly, and they've been really good with that lately. So I definitely say if they did something like this one, that would be a
Yeah,
4 or 5.
yeah, for sure. And then the last one on the list here, there are other characters, of course, in this series, but the last one on the list, where are we here? Force Ghost Qui-Gon.
Ooh.
Are we getting a Qui-Gon Jinn Funko Pop?
I don't know. I mean, because I do have the Amazon exclusive one that they did. I think it was I don't know if it was a con one, and then the Amazon was maybe the shared partner with it. But I have both. I have the both. I have the Amazon one and that one. I did not get the con one from a couple years ago. That was that one sells pretty high now. Or the
Yeah,
glow in the dark version. They do have a glow in the dark version of Qui-Gon. So I
yeah,
don't know. I'll give this a 2, 3 because the likelihood of that happening,
yeah,
I doubt they'll do it because he wasn't that. He's awesome and everyone would want it, but I
yeah,
don't know. Again, maybe if they did something um, where they made it look like these guys, if they made it look more like this, where they did the spirits, that would be cool. If
yeah,
they did something
absolutely.
along that line.
That's what
Um,
I was thinking. I think they do a better version of them because like the first glow in the dark one that they did, like I didn't love that one. I'm not gonna set out and try and get that one for my own collection because I didn't like it. But like if they did something like the Force Ghost 3 pack,
yeah, I think if they did the same
yeah,
paint treatment of that, that would be cool. You
yeah,
know, but again, yeah, I didn't really find the glow in the dark Qui-Gon one. It was one that you wanted to have because it was a con exclusive. It
yeah.
was
See, like
at the time it was really rare to get a Qui-Gon, right? So
yeah,
I think it had the appeal there. So I would love to have one. I don't know if they'll do one for the series,
yeah.
but if they did, it's
I
a 4 or 5. If they did, the likelihood of him doing it, I'm gonna give it a 2, 3, and the likelihood of that happening. But
yeah. I gotta give it a 3 in the likelihood that they're gonna make it. Like I think Qui Gon. They don't only have what 3 Funko Pops now,
yeah,
and 2 of them are like nearly impossible to get unless you want to spend like the real big bucks. So
exactly.
I think a 3. I think they'll do it. Like, and if they do it the same way they did the Force Ghost 3 pack, that would be a fantastic looking Funko Pop, right? So
Yeah, that would look nice. One
yeah,
Funko that we didn't talk about, Chris, that I'd like to see, I would love, and I think the fans would enjoy this one, is have a Darth Vader in the back to tank.
yeah,
Have the back to you have them hooked up because they did the meditation chamber, and that's a pretty sizable pop. So I
yeah,
could see them kind of, getting back to the drawing board and coming up with a cool concept because I mean, that was such an iconic scene in Obi-Wan. I mean, even the trailers had to take snippets of that. It
yeah,
was just awesome. Just
yeah,
awesome. And I'd like to, I think that would be just kind of neat to have because I mean, part of me have always wanted to have like Luke in the back to tank from Empire, and we haven't
right,
seen that. I would love to see that. Would be just kind of cool.
yeah, yeah, and
Even
they're
maybe
getting
putting
at
on
that
one of
point
the
where they could pull
arms.
something like that off. Yeah. So
You can
out of
even,
the ones that we talked about here, like which one is the one that you want most out of
oh,
these ones?
definitely the Vader face exposed,
Okay,
helmet
yeah. So
destroyed.
that would be
Absolute,
mine.
hands
Yeah,
down, hands
hands
down.
down for me. Yeah, that
Make it
if they
small.
made
Give me a 3-inch and then give me the 10-inch version
yeah,
too, because that's so awesome.
yeah, yeah. That for me, like if they only made one more Obi-Wan Kenobi series Funko Pop, make that one. That's the one
Yeah,
I'm
because
buying.
when they did the giant Grogu one,
Yeah.
right? This big guy.
Yeah.
Uh, there's so many Grogu's, but that I had to have. That was awesome. It was like almost to me when I first was looking at it, I'm like, that's almost life size. And the box on it alone was massive because I'm
Yeah.
like, I wasn't expecting it to be so wide, but I didn't take into consideration the ears are that far apart. So
Yeah.
I would love to see a 10-inch version of that. I mean, they've done, I think I've got a Kylo Ren, I've got the Grogu,
Yeah.
and I think I've got a Boba Fett Empire Strikes Back 40th anniversary one. That's a
Yeah.
big one. So
Yeah.
I
See,
love
I
to
got the
see that.
Babu Frick and the Grogu, and they're both pretty close to probably life size Funko Pops, right?
The Babu Frick,
So
I didn't get that one. I'd like to get that one.
yeah, yeah. So
That's
yeah, no, I think yeah, if they only make one more Darth Vader, and again, like there's more characters that we haven't mentioned. Um, are there any characters that you can come up like the top of your head that you can think of from the series that I didn't put on the list that you'd like to see in Funko Pop
uh,
form?
yeah, I think the one would be those guards. I think the guards from Alderaan, that would
Yeah,
make an awesome one because they did when they did solo ones for solo, they did was it Dryden Voss, his little henchman with the little helmets, you
yeah,
know?
yeah,
I think that would make a good looking pop. I think that's a if they didn't, it's a missed opportunity because even in the regular Star Wars pop line and just in general, we don't
yeah.
have any of those rebels, with the helmets, the light
No,
blue and the black vest. That
no,
would be one that I've always wanted to see because I'd love for them to do the that Vader scene from the end of Rogue One where they're in the hallway. That would if you do a
yeah,
movie moment and have that hallway, that would be cool. But just that as a pop, they've never made, and that's one I feel that's kind of escaped collectors and people. I mean, that goes no matter what Star Wars, you whether you grew up the original trilogy, the prequel, the sequel trilogy, um, some of the Rogue Ones and stuff like that, and that's a cool character. And we have not seen that at all, but we've seen those characters throughout the universe. So that's a
yeah.
missed opportunity. I'd love to see that. That would be one.
And as well, like they haven't made any of the troopers from like the Naboo troopers or anything like that from episode one.
No,
Like
no, like you could again with the anniversary, I would love to have seen, the yellow Naboo starfighter, like you said, with the pilot head.
yeah,
Take, you could even do one with Anakin with the helmet on doing it.
yeah,
I'm surprised, we didn't get a like Anakin pod racing,
yeah,
with his goggles and everything and the pod racer. That'd be dope. That everyone would love to have that one. That would be a really great one to have.
yeah,
So there are some other pops I think out there that like in the Star Wars universe and the different series and movies that I'd like to see, and those would be a few. But you're right. I haven't. I'm hoping with the anniversary we'd see a little more, some more clones and stuff. I think the fans are really wanting that. The clones have been really really tough to come by because they
yeah,
seem to be kind of like a collectible, and they're there and they're gone, and they don't make too many of them. So I'd love to see that.
yeah. Exactly. We have Maxi AP in the chat. Hi guys. Hey, how are you doing? So if you're joining us right now, we just went over a list of Kenobi Funko Pops we think Funko should make. We went through a list of characters, ranked them 1 to 5. 1 being like they're not making the Funko Pop. 5 being they're definitely making that Funko Pop. Yeah, we ranked them all, and now we're just kind of like talking about like which other Kenobi characters that we missed that could be that we'd like to see Funko Pops. Um, Not necessarily like they're gonna make it or not, but
Just a wish list, if you will.
yeah, just a wish list, if you will. Yeah,
Like I
more
even think of
Funkos
that.
episode 1, please. Yeah, for sure. Like, yeah, no, episode 1 for sure. Prequels in general.
Yeah, I think the prequels have been kind of slighted. I mean, I'd love to have that
Yeah,
Queen Amidala one. That's that's a bucket list one for me. And quite
yeah,
honestly, I wouldn't even care if I got a fake. Because I like, as you know, I collect a lot of them out of the box and I take them out to photograph them and make some fun with them. But
yeah,
I'd love to have one like that. And give me one that has little LEDs at the bottom of her dress and make, if you're gonna if I want to buy that for $500, I want it to have something to it. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah,
the price tag on that is outrageous these days. But remake it. Give me a different color box. I don't care. That's one I'd love to have. I mean, that's an
yeah.
iconic
And like you mentioned,
pop.
like I would buy a fake one.
Yeah, just because it's a cool one to have and out of the box. I know because I know in a lot of the Funko groups, people are always look, is it fake? Is it not? Which is a concern, for a lot of the collectors, and I get that. But um, hey, if anyone's out there doesn't want theirs because they got a fake, send it on over. I'll take it because
Yeah,
it's a
exactly.
cool one, and I think
Exactly.
think the prequels are really missing a lot of those like iconic
Yeah.
pops. And now that I also think now that Funko's gotten better at creating pops, they could do so much more. Like I know they had a Wampa, and I'm not sure that with the arm, is it magnetic or whatnot that comes off? It was like one of the ones prior to the
Yeah,
Empire
the two
series.
pack with the Luke hanging upside down.
Yeah,
I think
that's
it
when
was.
I
Yeah,
escaped my collection. I'd like to get that. I got the one from the Echo Bait Battle on Echo Base that Amazon had. I got picked that one up. But when I think about the Kenobi series and you had the like I was saying earlier, the back to tank, if you could have like the arms magnetic like pop on, you can take them off if you want. That would be awesome. That'd be awesome. So I mean they could do so much more now, and then they've been killing it on their designs and stuff. So I'd like to see something more. I'd like to see like I said, like if they can do a scene with Kenobi and them together, if they do it like the lights and sound, having both
yeah,
of them speak. I mean, Hallmark, if you're out there and you want to do the Christmas ornaments like that,
yes,
take our money because that would be another good one too. I mean, they were just great lines, and any fan, Star Wars fan is going to really connect with that.
yeah,
So I think that would be definitely two pops to add to the collection for
yeah,
sure.
for sure. And like you mentioned, like we were talking about earlier, the Kenobi with the rocks behind him.
Yeah,
Like,
that'd
could
be
you
awesome.
imagine that pop? Probably
That
gonna
would be
cost
pretty
you like
fun.
$60 retail to get them, but
It'd be
you
cool.
know,
I like it. Like I said, I think I saw one of the sideshows, Hot Toys. Someone's got a Kenobi like that they just had on
yeah,
display at San Diego Comic Con, and that looked awesome.
yeah,
And I wasn't, and I saw someone do like a concept in one of the toy photography groups. I don't know,
yeah,
it's Pop Eyes, where they kind of do like illustrated versions of concepts of what they like. Because I know that they did one of Quinlan Voss, and I when I saw that the
yeah,
first time I saw it, I had a double take because I was about to like grab the mouse and say buy now, and I was like, oh, that's just a concept. I was like, that's so good. They
right?
do an excellent
Yeah,
job.
so some of these people who do like these concept Funko Pops, like, and then also one of my other friends and fellow YouTubers I've had on the channel a couple times, Eric Sire Speed Reviews. He does like concept art for some of these Funko Pops, and he did one of like Chrysanthemum and stuff a while back.
Saw that.
Yeah, like
That was really good.
yeah, like come on Funko, like you gotta start watching some of these videos and looking at some of these concepts and just go ahead, take
Well,
the
you know what?
concept
Hey,
and
you saw Lucasfilm hired the guy that tried to outdo the Luke
yeah, the
Skywalker
deep fake
deep
guy.
fake, right? He
Yeah,
got hired, and here we come, Mandalorian season two, and or actually Book of Boba Fett, and we got it felt like part two and a half,
oh
two
yeah, it
point
was like
five.
10 times better.
It was awesome. So kudos to that guy, for putting it out, putting it on the line, and trying it and seeing what
Yeah,
happens. But again, there's some of the other toy designers and custom guys. I saw someone do a black chrysanthemum that is 10 times better than what we're actually getting in the Black Series figure. It
yeah,
was phenomenal. I wish I had his name or whatnot up, and I'm not being prepared to talk about that one. I would have, but that was it was awesome. So I again, I just had to pre-order the pop for Chris Hansen because he was just awesome.
yeah,
And the fact that he's flocked, a little cooler. I think that adds a little coolness to it too.
yeah,
Um,
exactly.
but I felt like, man, it took a little bit to get there, and I really like that character looked awesome. So
Oh
I'm
yeah, it
glad
did.
we do that. But there's so many people out there now, like I said, we were talking earlier, you got the people that do their own custom 3D printing, and they're making the new Vaders. You've got people just editing, and doing their versions. I saw someone do an edit of Book of Boba where they did their version of a Cad Bane,
Yeah,
and it was pretty awesome. So I enjoy seeing the fans take it up a notch, and and
exactly.
it's nice to see like ILM and Lucasfilm and you know other brands, Funko and that, looking at and Hasbro looking at the fandom out there and seeing the passion behind that and what some of these fans are doing on their own, because they're doing some phenomenal work. They really are. They really
Yeah,
are.
yeah,
I'm always
absolutely.
impressed.
Yeah, and I don't know, like another Funko Pop thing that like I would love to see is Battle Droid. Like we've got no Battle Droids.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
Funko did they do the wobblers, the wacky wobblers. They did a Battle Droid wacky wobbler, so they can do a Funko Pop.
I'm sure they could. And I always want to see the Droidica as a Funko
Yes.
Pop. That would be pretty cool looking.
Yeah, I mean that would be
Yeah.
a deluxe Funko Pop for sure. But like, yeah, I would love to see that.
Yeah. There's a lot, what was the Gundam, the guys, the Trade
Yeah,
Federations or whatnot. There,
yeah,
there's so many in the prequel that we'd like, I think the fans would like to see.
yeah.
You had, I know a lot of people like the Imperial Guard as a pop. I think I have the Imperial Guard, and I have the one in black as well. That he
Oh,
looks
okay.
pretty
Yeah, yeah,
sharp.
yeah,
But I'd love to see a blue one, the ones that were Palpatine's royal guards in the
yeah.
prequels.
I
That
think
would
they
that would
have.
make.
I think they have one.
Do they
If I'm
have
not
that?
if I'm not mistaken, I think they have one already.
See, that would be one. I that escaped me. That would be one to
Yeah,
have. I'd like to have that. There's so many different ones that you could pull up, and the prequels have gotten kind of gypped, and hopefully they're going to get pulled back in here with the anniversaries and stuff.
yeah. Hopefully. Maxi AP says, "I have a Kylo Invader with lights and sound. I wish there were some more like more of that line, like Obi-Wan or some stormtroopers." Yeah,
Yeah,
agreed.
I
Like
agree. It's
there's
a
so much
solid one.
potential in that line. Like I would rather have the lights and sound line continue rather than having like they're doing those what are they, the die cast ones, which is kind of like I don't know, like
I'm kind of
I
hit or
don't
miss. I
really
have
care
I
for them.
have the Vader one behind
Do
me.
you?
I like
Okay.
it.
See,
Yeah,
I'm not gonna go out and buy that one.
he's pretty cool, but like I was kind of torn because when I saw the Boba Fett one come out, I
Yeah,
got the Boba Fett one, and I only ordered one. For the price on those suckers, I was like, I'm just going to order one. I'm not just going to go buy two, because
right.
the other thing is you buy two and you're hoping for the chance of getting the chase.
Yeah,
Um, but I personally, if I had the money just to blow and get two of them each time, yeah, I'd probably do that. But I'd rather always have the painted one than the unpainted be in the chase, in my
yeah,
opinion, because I'm gonna pay the same amount. It's unpainted, and yet that's the chase. Like all it is unpainted. The painted one's
yeah,
10 times cooler looking. In both cases, they look nicer painted, I think. But I would like to have that chase with just all metal. But I agree. I think the lights and sound, especially within Star Wars, because they do have a lot of iconic sound effects
yeah,
and lines. That you could really make some really cool ones with that and continue that line.
yeah. See, like I have the lights and sound Vader, but I don't have the Kylo. So
I didn't get the small Kylo Ren, the lights and sound on that one. I
yeah.
just bought the big 10-inch one.
Oh, okay. Yeah. The 10-inch one doesn't have the lights and sound though, does it?
No, it just has
No.
the glow in the dark saber,
Yeah. Yeah. But
which I was
yeah,
kind of
I
bummed
think
because I wanted the little cracks in his helmet to glow better too. I thought
yeah,
originally that was going to glow. It doesn't really do anything, but that would have been, to me, that was like, if you could do something to make that glow, that would be nice. Or
yeah,
nowadays with the fact that they can put LED in these things and have them light up. I mean,
yeah,
and that's the
exactly.
size, the mere size of that. You could play around with it and get some more effects in there.
Yeah. And oh, what was I gonna say? The Funko sodas. Do you collect any of the Funko sodas at all?
You know what, Chris, I'm wrangling myself. I'm here now stating that I'm not going to do the sodas because I I'll go nuts collecting all
Yeah,
that stuff. I mean, the whole reason I went with pops in the first place is because I felt, well, originally I said, well, they're not going to make that many pops. They're going to only have a few, and they're each one's kind of different. They're not going to keep doing the same mold and this and that. And unlike the Black Series or something like that, where they're constantly coming out with new ones and stuff like that. Um, I felt like, yeah, I'll kind of wrangle back on that. And also, at one point, I was photographing the Black Series, so I wasn't quite thinking about collecting them when I was photographing them.
Yeah.
That was just my day job, you know what I mean? So having kind of stepped back from that, and shooting the toys, I purposely just went and kind of went the directions. I'm going to do the Funko Pop because they're a little more lighthearted. You can have some fun with them. They're just kind of,
Yeah.
again, it started as just something to decorate my area at work, and then it just took off.
Yeah.
Became its own thing, and then I just started photographing them. Again, it was, I think, a lot of things that I've learned about toy photographers and collectors. The pandemic really helped a lot of people connect. So it's kind of interesting because I've met so many people in the last 2.5 years,
Yeah.
that were dealing, that were during the pandemic, started taking their toys out and photographing them and really coming up with some really creative images, from using fireworks to compressed air, uh,
Yeah.
to things called the nano. I just learned about a nano mister. So I had to pick up a couple of those from Amazon to work on a shot recently. So it's kind of neat to see all that kind of thing, and the collector community, I think's really come together.
Yeah.
Post pandemic now, because we're all cooped up for so long, and I think it just really kind of broadened the horizon for everybody. I see more and more YouTube stuff. I mean, I told you earlier, the whole reason I started looking into it was my kids were telling me they want to be YouTube stars when they grow up and be monetized. So it started with, well, let me find out about that for you guys. Let me see,
Right.
what is that all about. So it's kind of interesting, and it's kind of something I've grown into now.
Yeah. Exactly. But yeah. Do you see them making some like Kenobi Funko sodas though, like for the series, or because like they
I,
they
I
just kind of started doing the sodas with the Star Wars. So
Yeah, I don't know if I think they might have missed a boat on that because they started so late with those sodas.
yeah.
I think they're kind of cool. I think if they're going to hit it, I mean, they just had Kenobi releasing around San Diego Comic Con, and I think what they did, a Boba Fett one,
Yeah.
a Luke, and a Vader so far.
Yeah. And then there's like a stormtrooper and a C-3PO, I think, as well.
I don't know if there's a Jawa. For some reason, I thought I saw a Jawa soda, but
Yeah.
I'm not
There's a
100.
there's a
percent
big Wampa coming, so I want to get that one. It comes
A
in like
big
a big
Wampa?
like yeah, it
It's
comes in
like a
like a
mini
2 liter.
keg.
It comes in like a 2 liter, like a 2 liter pop bottle.
Get out! Are you
No,
serious?
I'm serious. It looks amazing.
All right. See, and that's the reason I have to say I have to, keep my addiction, you know, at bay here, because that
Yeah,
would be awesome.
exactly.
But yeah, could they do so? Absolutely, they could do some cool soda
Yeah,
pops. I think that line's kind of neat. Um, but for me, I'm steering clear of the sodas, and I don't even. I mean, the other thing is, when I first saw them, I didn't know what they were. And
yeah,
prior to being Star Wars ones, like when I just saw them, if I went to like an FYE or any of those kind of places,
yeah,
box lunch, and I saw a soda. I didn't know what they were originally, and then I was like, I thought they were like a soda. I was like, oh,
yeah,
there's an actual soda, and it's like, no, there's a toy in there. So I don't know. I mean, the cans alone just look cool. That kind of caught my eye when I was walking around in the store looking at it. But
yeah.
no, I'm just gonna stay just with the pops, just with the pops.
Hey,
Because just like I
uh,
told you, I have a ton of them already. I have a pretty
right,
large collection of them, and I don't even have them all. And I know there's a lot of people that collect them and have all of them. I mean, I think one of the things is I got so late into this game with the collecting of the pops, because I got into it through Smuggler's Bounty.
right,
So I missed that whole blue box era. Like there's a
yeah,
lot of people that have the blue boxes. I'd love to get all original blue box, and of course keep those in the box when I get those.
yeah,
But if I find any loose out there, I pick the if I can pick those up, I do.
right,
But I do like them. I think just to see where they start, like kind of like your video you did where you had again that Luke back then and now.
yeah,
I'd just love to see I like to personally, I like to see the growth of the line like this and the series. And I think that they've done a fantastic job,
yeah.
where it's not just the rounded eyes and the kind of hero stance, they're
Well,
just
and
so
I just
much
picked up
cooler.
the stormtrooper from that set too. The Galactic Convention stormtrooper.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I saw him
So
at my GameStop and I was like,
yeah.
should I
So
grab him
I'll
today?
be doing a video on that one too pretty quick. But back to Kenobi stuff. we got the Funko Pops covered. Like, what about mystery minis? Do you think they're gonna touch on the mystery minis at all? Because
They
they did
might.
they did the Mandalorian mystery minis, but they didn't do any Book of Boba Fett
Did they do
mystery minis.
Solo? Did they do Solo as mini mysteries or no?
No, Solo was another one they just kind of like they didn't do much of,
Wow.
right? So
That's Solo. I feel Solo got such a bad rap.
yeah,
I think if people weren't so upset at The Last Jedi, this is just my opinion, and fans and people listening, you probably have your own thoughts on it. But
yeah,
I felt that because that there's it's such a divide with the fandom over this
yeah,
that it hurt Solo. And I thought, okay, maybe they didn't have the right direction and they went with Ron Howard to pull it all together and save the day. And but I thought the movie was great. I really
yeah,
enjoyed Solo. I love watching you wear your Solo 2 shirt.
yeah,
Because I wanted a Solo 2, and quite honestly, I'd like to see it, come to be a Disney Plus series. I think that would
yeah.
be
That would be
awesome.
great.
I have no problem with the actor doing it. I think he did fine. So
Yeah, absolutely.
you know, that's I'd like to see that. So with if they expand, who knows, who
Yeah,
knows. But I'd like to see them if they do those little minis, the mini mysteries. Yeah, yeah. I think I have like 3 or 4 of those people have just
yeah.
picked up for me randomly.
Yeah,
Um,
I've got
but
a handful of them too, but I like it. It might be kind of neat. It's something different. Like they totally missed out. They skipped out on the Book of Boba Fett ones. They didn't do it for that, but I think for Kenobi,
yeah,
it's something. They seem to be pushing the Kenobi stuff pretty hard. So I think we might see some mystery minis. Like we're getting Funko keychains from the Kenobi series. So
are we getting keychains from Kenobi series?
I think there's one or two.
Okay,
There's at
that'd be
least
cool.
one. So I think they're marketing the Kenobi series like that. That's seems to be their big thing. So I think we'll get some mystery minis myself.
Well,
So
I'd like to see it. I
yeah,
don't. I try not to collect everything.
yeah,
But
I know. I try
I ju-
to, but then like all of
yeah,
it,
you've got
right?
it all, my
So
friend. You have it all. You've got the Matchbox, you got the Lego, you got the
yeah,
Funko, you've got it all. Um, but yeah, I think too, Chris, one of the things is like, when you hear the fans and the collectors and what they want and stuff like that, and talking about Star Wars, I think we're in a very interesting time and crossroad with all this because, you know, I grew up, I think I feel like Obi-Wan Kenobi talking to Luke about the dark times. I grew up
yeah,
when there's 3 movies for 30, 35 years, and that's all you had.
yeah,
I think you got a Christmas spectacular, which was horrible. But
yeah,
as a kid, I thought it was the bee's knees, probably. I remember watching it. I watched that, whatever that Ewok special was or
yeah.
whatnot.
The Caravan of Courage and stuff. Yeah,
Yeah. I mean, that's all I had as a kid. Now, was I happy with the Ewok? No. But that's all I had. That's all we
yeah,
had,
yeah,
when we were growing up as kids. So, I mean, I think that's why Star Wars is what it is today, because most of the stories that we had or we wanted to see or we wanted to tell, we had the figures, the action figures, which again, those toys alone revolutionized movies, revolutionized toys wherever we're at. So that was such a pivotal point. And to, be in that age group where you were the first ones, like I remember going to college and my roommates were a little bit younger. And I was telling them, I was like, oh, dude, when I got my first Star Wars figure, I remember Christmas Day opening up and there was an envelope, a cardboard envelope that said, "You're not getting anything today, but sometime in the
yeah,
future, get some." And I remember looking so sad at my parents, going, "What the heck's this? It's a piece of cardboard." "Oh, no, no, that's the stand for the figures that are going to come out." But it doesn't even tell me when I'm getting them. It says you'll get them sometime in the next year. I was like, what is that promise? And
yeah,
and I remember my parents probably stood in line for Cabbage Patch Kids and that little envelope for hours at a Toys R Us or Kitty City, whatever it was back in the day, to get that. So I think we're at that time now where the fans for Star Wars get so much more.
yeah,
You've got your expansion Disney Plus, you have your prequels, you got your sequel trilogy. So we're at a good time, and I hope the fandom isn't keeps right, because I mean I just saw an article the other day where the guy who played Onkar Plunk or whatnot.
yeah,
Um, he was saying that like the fans are divisive and they're toxic, and I hate to see that because I think the fans, you have a lot of fans that like and love things, and I made a comment to someone recently on social media about this, where I said like, they were saying something, about, certain movies. I said, listen, I watched the originals, and you know what?
Yeah,
I love Luke as my hero, but even as a kid, I was like, man, he's very whiny. I want to do Tosche Station. I don't want to do. He was very whiny the whole time, but he becomes a hero. I said, there's a lot of little things we like, and like knowing that Leia ends up being a sister in Empire, he kisses her and he puts his arms back, like, hey, look at that, Han. Like, little weird now, but
yeah,
again, those are those inconsistencies, that we had. But what do you do? Those are the three movies you had. Like it or lump it. That was it,
yeah,
folks. And you fell in love with the story and the mythology behind it. And I think
exactly.
that's
Yeah,
where we are now, where we can tell cool stories. I think that's why a lot of fans jumped on Rogue One and why it's done so well.
yeah,
And I'm pumped for Andor. Like,
yeah. So am I.
bring me
And
Andor.
or and actually, the Bad Batch is coming out too. So I'm actually pretty hyped for that.
Yes, I have the Bad Batch collection of pops, and I'm gonna be kind of doing a fun thing with that because I end up getting that 5 pack where
Yeah,
they're with the
unmasked
helmets
ones.
are
Yeah,
off. Yes, and then I got them individually, and so I want to do a photo shoot where I'm going to do a series of portraits on them. Do you remember the photos of the 80s? Your Owen Mills style portrait where it's black and you're kind of looking off to the side, and then you've got the profile looking at you.
yeah,
I'm going to do a series, I think, of my Bad Batch pops, where I'm going to take a little fun and kind of do that, where I shoot them in the full uniform and then maybe the little portrait looking off or something like that with the helmet off, something like that. But that's something that I've been planning for one of my future shots here,
yeah.
to do the entire Bad Batch. And I want to get it done sooner than later because I know they're going to come out with a whole new Bad Batch because now I see
Right.
the yellow and stuff. So I'm like,
Yeah.
oh,
More
yeah.
pops for us to collect. Right.
Yeah, and that with Tales of the Jedi, that could be an opportunity too
Yeah.
for us to see some really cool ones because I think we're going to see what, a young Qui-Gon with a um what's his face, young Dooku.
Yeah.
That could
So
be
many. So
interesting,
many more Funko
and of
Pops to
course
come.
more Ahsoka. But I feel if you get Ahsoka at a youngling, Plo Koon kind of built that relationship with her and was the one that found her. So maybe we might get another Plo Koon one because that's a pop that's hard to get your hands on.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a cool looking one too.
Yeah.
So there's still hope for some other pops out there, and I think,
Absolutely.
like I said, with the fans being able to get more than 3 movies in 30 some years, and now we're kind of getting something every. Like I get disappointed. It's like, oh, this is the year for Marvel. Oh, this next year is going to be the Star Wars year where they're going to just bombard us with stuff. So I
Yeah.
am happy that we get that, more, and I'm
Yeah.
very pumped
I
for
am as well.
Andor.
Like I'll keep buying. Like you keep putting those pops out. Like I'll keep trying to get them all. So
Yeah, and again, they've gotten so much better over time.
yeah.
They're really coming out with some really great stuff. I think at Star Wars Celebration, which was kind of cool, they even recognized Reese O'Brien, who's like one of the lead designers for the Star Wars Funko line. So I
Yeah.
thought that was really cool. I mean, by pulling him up on stage, in my opinion, I think you're kind of acknowledging that Funko, Star Wars Funko in particular, is becoming a part of the Star Wars culture. I
Yeah.
mean, you've got the lounge fly stuff, you've got the girls wearing the little mini bags, and they're
Yeah.
always changing them out. I know my daughter has one, so it's pretty cool to see, and I think it's becoming more and more. And I love what they're coming up with. It did it again when I started. I didn't think they were going to come up with as many. It's like, oh, I'll collect this because they probably will do a few. They're not going to do too many. They can't move or anything, so they're going to be limited. And so,
Yeah.
and here I am, a couple hundred pops later, So, but I keep seeing them coming, and I think they do some really cool stuff with them.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like I can't wait to see what they keep doing with these ones. So
Me
but yeah, no,
too.
before we get too off topic, I want to thank you, Patrick, for coming on the stream and talking Obi-Wan Kenobi Funko Pops and talking about some of the pops on our wish list here. So I want to thank you for coming on the stream today.
Thank you for having me. I had a great time. Like I
Yeah,
said, I've been watching your channel for a bit. Um, starting out on my own there, doing my thing, and it was just nice and for the invite and have me on. I love talking about this stuff, and
yeah,
I'll have to have you when I eventually do a live stream. I'll bring you on one of these days. Maybe get you down
absolutely.
from the pull you down from the attic when it's off hockey season. Have you come down here? Sure,
Yeah.
maybe even take you to a Providence Bruins game since I live in Providence here. And we'll make a little tour of it. I'll take you up there. And now I don't live near Funko, but I do live I'm about 20 minutes away from Hasbro. So if you've never seen Hasbro, they've got this really cool hallway. Um, and I'll be honest, when I first stepped in the doors to work there, it was one thing to go down Light Bright Alley, going to work at, working from to get to your, where the studio is. It was another to actually see a life-size Darth Maul, like standing next to a life-size Optimus Prime.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm an adult. My mouth dropped. I was like, oh my
Yeah.
God, this is where I'm going to work for, for this contract. This is awesome.
For
Um,
sure.
so if you ever in the area, please look me up because I'll call one of the guys there and see if we can get you a little tour and stuff. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, absolutely. Before we end this, did you want to just let people know where they can find you on YouTube and Instagram and all that stuff?
Sure. So again, I'm Patrick Connor, and I do toy photography, and my channel is Toy Photographer. It's toyphotogfr. I'm on YouTube. Uh, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and I basically just really concentrate on just photographing creative imagery using Star Wars Funko Pops. So whether it's a cool little scene from a movie or whatnot, just having fun, trying to keep something creative going, and using Funko to as the staple of it.
All right. Well, thanks again for coming on. And if you guys enjoyed this live stream and this video, please subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you in the next one.
Thanks, Chris, for having me again.